Welcome to another episode of TaylorBOTICS. Hope you guys enjoyed that little clip that I started off today with. I had some drone footage yesterday of just flying around the farm, so I was like, ooh, let me think of a way that I can include it today. And since so many of you guys commented that you like my dog, I was like, oh, I know she likes to sleep a lot. So I was there yesterday afternoon, just looked over. I was like, oh, she's asleep. She doesn't like drones. Let me wake her up with the drone. So that's what I did. Hope you guys enjoy that. That's our drone footage. Sit back and you will see some more of a drone. Now, I got the hat on because our virtual spirit week today is hat day. So I've got my Fisher hat, my Firebird, everything. So yeah, hopefully you guys got your hats on and enjoying today. One quick announcement that I want to make before we get to shoutouts is if you guys are doing the work, which I hope if you're watching this video, that right after the video, you go and fill out those questions. They're very, very simple, straightforward questions. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want you guys to complete that. You complete it, you get full credit. But hit that button. Don't just let it sit there in a sign because I will not see that you have completed it. So make sure that you turn it in. All right, let's head to shoutouts. Our first shout out of the day is from Mr. Brock. Now Brock has an issue with something, almost like Carter had the issue with us calling pegs. Do I have any Technic pins pegs? Well, Brock thinks they should be called pegs. So now we got a controversy, and I think I'm going to let all of you guys out there in virtual e-learning classrooms decide that. I'm going to post a link in Google Classroom with a Google form on it. Simply, do you think they should be called pegs or pins? Vote on it and we'll see. So, the next shout out comes to Mr. Bridger. Bridger sent in this video of something that he created at home. I guess he's missing completing the golf course PBL as much as I did, and he completed this. Take a look.
So here is my gear work for a putter.
So you cut it into bolts, right?
This gear right here is the main gear, and it goes really slow compared to this final gear. So here's how it works. So I have this remote, and it's so fast it literally moves the thing. Yeah, so I think this might win it.
Did you see that gear ratio? Oh my gosh. I think you said that was a putter, but I think that thing would be a driver and send it flying. You might be able to market that, Bridger. Good job. All right, we got one more shout out today, and that is for Mr. Jackson, another 7th grader. He sent this drone footage of himself flying a drone in his house, taking all safety precautions, I hope. So here's Jackson with his drone. All right, Jackson also sent in a meme. I got 2 memes today. His first meme right here is confused about robotics be like, Well, yeah, that is true, because I am still learning constantly and daily about robotics, especially with these questions that you guys are answering, or these questions that you guys are asking. Sometimes I've got to investigate. Sometimes I don't even know the answers. Especially with this one for today. I'm really excited about our question for today. And our second meme is from Jonah. And this one's pretty funny. I like, we're going like with a retro theme. We had the meme from Seth with, I want you to learn about robotics. Well, this one is with Smokey the Bear. Check this one out. Isn't that awesome? Awesome. Only you can prevent robot damage, which is a true statement. So, because you are the one who programs it and controls the robot, so you can control what happens to it. All right. Well, moving right along, let's go to our question of the day. So our question today comes from Noah. This is Noah's second question. Awesome. Keep them coming, Noah. It says, can a color sensor determine light and dark through a mirror? I had to think really long and hard about this. Because if you think about a mirror is a reflection. You look into the mirror and you are reflected back onto that. So would light, if it's reflected back from a mirror, affect the color sensor? So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the code that I used for this, and then we're going to test it out and see what the answer is. All right, so here is the code that I set up for the mirror question. And I have a loop, and we will talk about loops on TaylorBOTICS in a couple days. So this just means that it's going to do this program forever, ever, unlimited, as it says right there. So I have on constantly, so it's going to go on forever at 30% power, just because, I mean, if the slower it is, the more time it gets it to recognize lightness and darkness. Now I have the same code that we talked about yesterday. Color sensor, compare reflected light. I want it to be less than 50% of that. Now remember, 0 is very, very dark and 100 is very light. So when that happens, when it compares and determines something that's going to be darker than 50, it is going to stop and wait a minute, and then it's going to keep going. Now you'll see why I have this loop to keep going, because we're going to have to be testing with a mirror. So let's jump right back up and I'll show you how I'm going to test this. So here is how I'm going to test it. Now remember, I have it that it is going to go, both motors are going to go on until it sees darkness. Now I have a black Lego that is going to be our darkness, but then I also have this box that I'm going to cover up the whole mirror and the sensor. We're going to see if the motors are going to stop and wait before they start going. So let's go ahead and start our program. So our motors are spinning, and just to show you guys, I'm just gonna, it stops and keeps going. So we know that when the sensor comes in contact with the black Lego, it sees the darkness and it's going to stop. So now let's see. I'm going to cover everything up. So motors are still going. Motors are still going. So it's pretty dark under there and it's still spinning. But the code I have set, it's supposed to stop with that. Huh. Well, here's the thing. If we take a look, the light that is being reflected is allowing it to have more light to prevent the darkness. But when I put that there, it's not reflecting the light anymore, and it's just going to stop and stop and stop until I take it away and it sees that light again. So to answer the question, using the color sensor to determine light and darkness reflected through the mirror, it's not going to be able to do that because it's putting out light to bounce off of something that's reflected. And if it's bouncing off of a mirror, the light is bouncing right back into itself. But if it is bouncing off of a Lego, it's going to stop. All right, again, thanks for that awesome question, Noah. Guys, send in those questions and we will definitely investigate and try to find the answers for those questions. So now, before we get to our daily feature, you guys probably heard the news that we are out of school until at least the end of April. So I decided that I needed to make a trip to Fisher to get some more Legos, some more attachments, just other robotics things. So I documented some footage of my trip. So take a look at this clip. All right, guys, I'm here at Fisher. I'm gonna do a secret mission called Mission Tango. I need to head in, get some more Legos, some supplies for TaylorBOTICS. I'm gonna try to get in there. Don't know what's in there, so we'll see. Let's go. Made it in, even if I forgot my ID. It's been a while since I've been in here. So now I gotta get to the classroom. I'm not gonna go in alone. I brought a buddy. I brought the sun with me. Now, if you'll notice and see on the front, it has a ultrasonic sensor. And we haven't learned about that sensor yet, but it acts very much like echolocation that a bat and a dolphin uses. Sends out sound signals, you can't hear it, to detect distance. So I got a little program on here, Mission Tango. Let's see. So yeah, that was a fun Mission Tango getting in there. Now disclaimer, Mr. Smith knew all about that. So he was well aware that I was acting crazy and sneaking in all Mission Impossible style. So let's move on to our daily feature. So we are going to be spending a little bit more time with the color sensor. And we're going to be paying attention today and focusing on the color mode. Yesterday we did the light reflected. Today we're going to do a color mode. Now you can see that I've changed the position. It's not looking down, it's looking forward, because I'm going to create a program that when this robot sees green, it is going to go. when this robot sees red, it is going to stop. So let's dive down into the code. I'll show you how I'll code that, and then we will test it. All right, guys. So we are going to code on color mode of the color sensor. So with this program, I want it to activate after seeing the color green. So I'm not going to use a motor for my first one. I'm actually going to use a wait block. I'm going to come down, and we're using all of our sensors with this. I'm going to compare color, and then here it has all of the colors. The default it starts with is on red. I don't want red, so this isn't white, it's no color. Then you have black, blue, green, yellow, red, white, and brown. I don't know why that's not a brown color, but I want, when the color sensor sees green, for it to go. So now I will put on my move steering, and I'm going to have it to go. Now I'm going to slow it down to say 30, just because anytime you're using the color sensor, especially with reflected light mode, the slower the motors are moving, the more time that sensor has to really recognize the light that's being reflected back into it. If it goes too fast, it might just zoom right over it and not even do your program successful. So I have green, go, and then I want red. So color sensor, compare color. Red is my default. To stop. So I'll do another move steering, and I'm going to turn it off. Now I don't just want this to go once. I want it to go on forever. So I'm just going to load all of these in there. Now I could have selected all and put in there, but did it old school. So now green, go, red, stop. Let's go test this out. So here we are with our robot, and we are going to test it. So I'm going to start the program, and as you can see, it changes. It has 3 different colors that it is going to be using when it is in color mode, not just red. So green means go, so I got green. It's going. Now red, stop. In the video, we saw that whenever the robot saw green, or the sensor sensed the color green, it would go. When it saw red, it would stop over and over again because of that loop. So now, if we would be in the classroom, the challenge that I would give you guys is, you know, that maze on the floor, instead of trying to code it with go forward, turn, I would put probably different colors on each turn, so that when you would have it go forward until it got to say blue, and then it would do a turn right or turn left, and then go forward until it saw yellow and do a turn, and get through the maze that way. Because there's the 3 different options, or 3 different ways that you can use the color sensor. I like the reflected light intensity the most, because you have the 0 being dark, 100 being light. But I do like the options of, I keep holding up the green, and I know you can't see it because it's just showing the library behind me. But the different options with the colors. So let's end, or come to a conclusion of TaylorBOTICS with our Corona fact of the day, coronavirus. I found this article, and I'll put the link in as always if you want to read it. And it has like a myth or fact. And it says this one: the new coronavirus was deliberately created or released by people. Now, this is false. Now, their explanation is that viruses can change over time. Occasionally, a disease outbreak happens when a virus that is common in an animal, such as a pig, bat, or bird, undergoes changes and passes to humans. This is likely how the new coronavirus came to be. So all the conspiracy theories out there that somebody created this in a lab, no. This was a virus that was probably in animals, and then it just changed and passed along to humans, and now it's spread. Hopefully you guys are staying home, staying safe, washing your hands, maybe not touching your face, all of those various different things. I just touched my face just because I said that. So questions for today that you'll be answering are going to look a little different because I want you guys, I'm going to list the 7 different, I keep holding up the green. I'm going to list the 7 different colors that color sensor mode recognizes. And I want you guys to get creative and think of a function for each different color. And maybe I will share some of the most creative ones on the vlog tomorrow. So answer those questions. I'll also put something in there to check on your coronavirus versus robots, what you're thinking about, what you're brainstorming of how robotics could be helping in this difficult time for us. So hope you guys enjoyed this today. Look forward to reading your comments, getting some more shout outs, videos. Keep them all coming in. Don't forget to turn in your assignments and have a great day, guys.